Hello, my name is Thomas Kramer Wolf from Pilz. I'm product manager of PAScal, the safety calculator, and I'd like to introduce to you the basic functions of PAScal and to show you the typical workflow of the use of PAScal. I'll start with the start screen. The initial setup comes with a workflow on the left area, the component library on the right side, and the safety results, warnings and properties on the bottom line. The beginning is always to create a new project. The workflow, the wizard, helps me with the red stars and shows indications where I have to do something. I start up with the new project and I just call it basic project to name it somewhat, and I give it the indication EN for English. My name is Thomas Kramer Wolf, so I indicate my short terms. The first and one of the most key questions is which standard to select. PAScal offers you the choice of either the EN IEC 62 or 61 with the SIL levels, or EN ISO 13849 with the PL levels. Irrespective of which you select, the use is very similar. The calculation details are somewhat a bit different, but at the end it doesn't make a big difference for you. So I've got a new project, not a big difference yet, except for the click here. Next thing to do is to create a new safety function, a safety related control function, or SRPCS. I do it again by clicking on the right arrow. The first safety function I would like to make up is a door, a safety door. Here I like to use the idea to explain in the comments what it does, what is the function of the safety function. So if door is opened, then shut down drive. So that's the basic idea of the safety function, but one thing to do is I need to select the target performance level. If I have a C standard, machine standard, I might be able to take the target level from the standard to select, let's say, a PL, or I can use the risk graph from 13849 to determine the safety function performance level. And if I just click through the individual parts like severity, frequency and probability, I can add comments. I select serious injury. If somebody enters the risk area, I might have a frequent access. Let's say I have it twice a shift, and maybe the person in going in has special training, so he can avoid the risk under certain conditions. So I say, okay, he's trained personnel can avoid risk due to specific training. So something of that nature might not be sufficient what I write right here, but just to get an idea. Click OK, and I got my first safety function. It doesn't look like a safety function yet because the editor's window is still empty, and so is the calculation area. Next thing to do is just to create the safety function itself. All I do is I select my elements. I start up with a sensor typically, just according to the logic signal flow. To make it simple right here, I select an intelligent sensor, RFID sensor, and I just drag it over and drop it. That's it. So I've got it configured. This is one of the sensors where you don't need to consider the wear, so I get right away the performance level. The next thing in line might be that I need a logic, safety logic. Maybe I just want to make a shortcut, and I select the process 4 and see whether I find it. So you See, it points me directly to the right device. The search and find is throughout all libraries, so it may save a lot of time to look for the proper device. So I drag it over, the same procedure right here. It's an intelligent device with internal diagnostics, so nothing more to do. But you might say, okay, that's all too easy. Let's use something with where. So I do so for the actuators. You find a library called generic library with values from standards for valves, for basic sensors, hydraulics. I use just a contactor, a basic one with nominal load, and drag it over. Oops, and here it's a little bit different than the cases before. I need to select the application. Here there isn't much to select, so I could go right away to the next level, which I do. And here I get the indication that I should add the operations per time unit. The key question is here, how often is it operated? If I assume I know it, the operations per time unit or the time between two operations, let's say 2 times per shift, I assume a 4-hour shift, so time between two operations is 4 hours. I got it configured and I can click finish. You find right here I've got a performance level C so far, and the red parameters indicate where I have got something to improve. In the bottom line I see that the target performance level is not yet reached because the achieved is PLC. What can I do? Okay, the critical element is shown to be the contactor. Just drag it over. The small monitor makes it a little bit difficult to show all the things. The contactor is the critical thing. What I do, I add a second contactor in a second channel. To do so, right click on the actuator and change structure. So I got a dual channel structure right now. I'm using the same contactor for the second channel, so I just copy and paste, and there it is. Oops, but I still got a performance level C, so what's the problem? It's still all in red. The trick is right here. I have the category 1 still as a considered category for the system, and the reason is I don't have any DC. So let's have another look. Diagnostic coverage is still set to 0, so I configure a feedback loop. Oh, and as it's a dual channel device, it automatically selects 99% as a preset value. I did it for the one, but I need to do it for the second one. You see, I've got right now an average DC of 49.5%, which is still not sufficient, so I do it for the second channel as well, and here I finish. Right now it indicates performance level E, but it's still red. The question right now is, why is it red? And looking at the results, I see the target is not achieved, and the reason is the CCF factor target is not achieved. CCF factor, you might have heard of it. That's the common cause factors. There's a special editor window for it. Just clicking on it, and I have to fill in the actions I do in order to avoid common cause failures. I select right now a number of them. Don't do it so easily as I do it right now, because that requires evaluation of your application. You need to take care that you select the proper ones, and if required, do something about the things like EMC or training and so on. So I clicked right now the required CCF measures, and right now you see that I've got the target achieved. At the end, what do? Naturally, I want to see a report, so I go to the reports generator here, and I generate the report to be exported. I can select a number of templates with custom headers and symbols. So I can browse for a symbol to put in my header and select which content I want to show in my report, because the reports can easily be quite big, and if I just want to share the results with my colleague who knows everything about the surroundings, I don't want to show everything. One trick is I can select the output language, which will use all the information from the libraries given plus the framework of the report. Right now it's set to English, so I will use it in English and generate a report. So here, basic project will generate a PDF. That might take a moment, and as the report is generated, it comes up and shows the report content. I think we have to wait a second. So where we are. So 1, 2, and right now it's opening. Oops, and where is it? It's coming up. Slowly but sure. Always the pain. PCs are never fast enough. So there it is. So opens up the report. You see the framework with the head information, author, the safety function used, company address and name, which I didn't enter because I was too lazy, and then the information about the projects with the schematics and the technical details. I can save it, I can enclose it with my risk assessment, and at the end I'm done. So far for the brief introduction. More is to come, but don't hesitate to visit us on www.pils.com. Thank you, bye bye.